Studio 3C in Rockefeller Center, this is News 4 New York.
Well, you just got new details moments ago in the Edgewater inferno. Some residents in the area around the devastated apartment complex can finally return home tonight. News 4's Brian Thompson is live at the scene with details new at 5. Brian?
Yeah, the deal is that people who lived across the street, whether they were apartments or homes, whatever, they can go back to their homes. Now, not the people who live in the building that survived this fire in the Avalon complex. That's still going to be a few days to go, according to the mayor and the county executive, Jim Tedesco, who just finished up a news conference a few minutes ago. Meanwhile, the debate over building codes is just beginning. For the first time, we heard today how firemen scrambled to respond.
You have an activated commercial fire alarm at 102 Russell Avenue.
But no one had called in a fire report yet. 5 minutes later, they knew.
To all members of the Edgewater Fire Department, you have an active working fire at 102 Russell Avenue.
Maybe 10 minutes later, they appealed for help from neighboring departments.
That's for mutual aid second alarm.
And 5 minutes later, it came.
Against man team, ladder truck, requested to respond, 102 Russell Avenue. Mutual aid in Edgewater for a working fire.
Firemen could not save this building. There were no sprinklers in the void between walls where it started.
Toothpick construction, which is lightweight construction, I call toothpick construction, is all over the country.
Charles Augenbaugh was a deputy chief in Belleville, past president of his association and an expert on the subject. He has an FDNY booklet on the challenges of fighting wood frame buildings with attic-type spaces. Like this building we found in nearby Nutley, all wood, angled trusses to support the peaked roof. We showed a video to him of a fire-retardant product from one company called Eco Builders, one shed untreated, the other with a retardant. He was impressed how one went up in flames while the other mostly survived. But Augenbaugh says better codes on fire breaks and use of masonry, well, that's the best answer, even if it makes housing less affordable, as it is now.
It's a danger to the people who live there, and it's a danger to the firemen to have to go in there and take those people out.
For Min Lu and his 3-year-old daughter, Ichin, whose apartment survived, there's agreement the danger is too much.
I have, sent a request to move out and to terminate my contract earlier.
So will building codes in New Jersey change? It's just too early to say, but we can tell you this. We got a release from the Speaker of the Assembly here in New Jersey, Vincent Prieto, who happens to represent Edgewater among his district, and he says he is going to lead an investigation into any changes that the building code needs in this state. Live in Edgewater, I'm Brian Thompson, News 4 New York.
All right, Brian, thank you. And, of course, everyone was grateful there was no loss of life, and grateful, too, for the outpouring of support. It's been remarkable at Edgewater. Food, toiletries, clothing continue to fill the relief center to help hundreds of people who've lost virtually everything. Tonight, one New Jersey man is even opening up his home to give some displaced residents a warm place to stay. News 4's Lori Bordenero live now at the Edgewater Community Center with that part of the story. Lori.
And good evening, David. So many donations have been pouring in here at the community center. People are now being told to take their items to Edgewater Commons. But there are still so many people tonight without homes, and one New Jersey man is hoping to help.
How tragic. I thought, how could I help?
After watching the images on television, Dimitrios Kaparos has decided to open his heart and his home to those who were displaced.
I have the space. Maybe I can help a few folks.
With his children off at college, he lives alone and has 4 spare bedrooms in his Tenafly home. As someone who once lived on the streets, he knows the importance of a warm bed.
I've had help in my life, so I'd like to extend that.
The New Jersey Apartment Association is also extending its help. It's organized a list of vacant apartments that are available right now and posted it on its website, NJAA.com.
We have several hundred units available in varying price ranges, but what we wanted to do was provide easy access to that information.
News 4 got a peek at this 2-bedroom at the Estuary in Weehawken. 75 units are available here. One of the many buildings offering special rates for the hundreds of victims, like Barry Reich, who lost everything, including his family's beloved cat.
We're all in hotels now, so we're okay for a couple of weeks, but we're going to have to find another place.
And many of the available apartments are being offered at discounts. Also, many of the application fees are being waived to help the victims. We're live tonight in Edgewater. Lori Bordenaro, News 4 New York.
Thanks, Lori. Tens of thousands of you are following this story on our News 4 New York app. We're posting information on how you can help, along with new pictures and video from the scene. We're putting up new information constantly, so be sure to check often.